After the game, it's the aftermath. Win or lose, we still wave our commander's flag. Riding with Wentz under center, making the pass. Jahan Dotson, young rookie, making a splash. That burgundy and gold, that's what we about. Jonathan Allen knocking QBs to the ground. We die hard and nobody can shut us down. Cause this is the greatest show in town. Let's go. Go, 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 go.
What's good, everyone? Welcome to another LiveWire Washington Commanders update. Hey, for the first 3 days, the Washington Commanders have been doing some great things, resigning their own, adding some much-needed pieces. Now, today, is the official day of free agency, so therefore, the Washington Commanders have went out and signed Jacoby Brissett, which I like Jacoby Brissett. Jacoby been one of the guys that I wanted for this team for a long time ago. He was under there with played with Garoppolo, Tom Brady, he was there with he played over there with the Colts for a few times. His last stop was with the Cleveland Browns. He played very well last year with the Browns, and where Deshaun Watson didn't come back until later on in the season. But we needed that veteran presence. Like I said, I always thought, I think Jacoby Brissett reminds me so much of Jameis Winston. Same body type, but I think Jacoby's a little bit faster, has a better arm. He know how to manage the game well. He's been around a long time, so he understands systems. He's been around a lot of different systems. So Jacoby Brissett is somebody. Now, he do have a shot to be the starter. You know what I'm saying? He do have a shot to be a starter, but they also said that, they want Jacoby and Sam Howell to push each other to see which one of them give them the best shot of winning games and stuff like that. Kind of like how they did with them, but I don't think they really think that Jacoby Brissett will be the starter, but who never knows what it is, preseason, OTAs, and all of that great stuff. And I think Sam Howell is going to go out there and, he's going to prove that he can do this and everything like that. And what if Sam Howell struggles? What if the season struggles because our schedule is hard? What if these guys don't pan out? Do we tank the season to go all in for Caleb Williams from USC next year? I mean, there's a lot of different scenarios how this team could play. But I expected this team to be competitive. They went out and solidified the offensive line. They went out to add some pieces, the way they needed, some depth on defense a little bit more, signing their own players back. So the Commanders did one of the most egregious thing that they've been accused for years, not bringing back their own players. Now, like I said, Jacoby will, he will push Sam Howell, saying he will push Sam Howell, make sure that Sam Howell, they could feed off each other here and there and everything like that. Now, Taylor Heinicke moved on. They wanted to bring him back, so they say, but I don't know. I mean, Taylor Heinicke signed with the Atlanta Falcons. Now, Jacoby was 4-7 last year, but he struggled in some games. Now, he did struggle, because they ran the ball. He couldn't get the ball down the field. He only passed for over 2,000 yards, not even quite 3,000 yards last year. So that's pretty much similar to the numbers Taylor Heinicke had over everybody else. So me personally, I don't think he will be a starter. I think he's more of that backup guy. It's kind of like that's why they wanted Chad Henne, but Chad Henne had retired from the NFL. Chad Henne was there behind Patrick Mahomes. So if anything happened to Patrick Mahomes, he could go in there to continue to carry the ship. And I think that's the same thing they're going to expect for Jacoby Brissett. They're not going to expect for him to go in as a starter. He going to think he's going to go in there to be the starter, but they're not going to go in there to think he's going to be the starter and everything like that. I think they're going to go in there, have a quarterback competition, make sure that they make it fair. You know what I'm saying? They want to make Sam Howell earn the spot, not just give it to him. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much what they want to do. You know, for all everybody say that we should go in for Lamar Jackson. This is showing you that we're not going for Lamar Jackson. We're going to go in with Sam Howell, and if things don't work out through the season, hey, there's other alternative. Yeah, I mean, you still could be in a sweet state for Sam Howell. I mean, Lamar Jackson, if he stays in Baltimore one more year, who knows? But like I said, Jacoby only passed for 2,600 yards. He had a 64 completion. He completed 64% of his passes by mistake. He only had 12 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. That's not bad. You know what I'm saying? Not too bad. Now, you know, he's tall. He's 6'4", 230 plus. He's veteran. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, he has all the traits that we want: leadership, professionalism, high character. That's what Ron Rivera likes, them high character guys. And so you're really getting a guy that's really is going to be really good for them. So I like the signing. I like where we're going with it. I love how we, you know, like how we building this roster. We're not overspending, but using the cap money wisely, because you're only going to have him for one more year. You're going to only have him for 1 year. So therefore, if you have him for 1 year, you still come off that books. You're still going to have more money next year to be able to spend, to do a lot of different things that you want to do, to add more depth and go out. If you decide to go out for a quarterback in the future. So it's like I said, it is really, 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 really exciting to see the Commanders doing these great things. Now, also, the Commanders resigned. Like I said, they resigned two of their own. They brought back Tyler Larsen, the center, Tyler Larsen, and F.A. Obada. Brought them back on 1 year deals. And there was talks about bringing these guys back because we definitely need depth. You know what I'm saying? Chase Roulier was out last year. He was a starting center. He was out last year with a season-ending leg injury, and that happened in back-to-back seasons. Tyler Larsen, you know, he backed him up, and he has also dealt with season injuries the last 2 seasons. But Tyler did start 8 games last year and was considered a priority to resigning. So therefore, we still looking for some more depth on the offensive line. So that's still something good that me personally, I want to see, that we still trying to bring more and have more, but still going to attack the draft the way we need to. The draft is only a month away. So we definitely are trying to make sure that we solidify and have these holes. Now, I know we're not going to count on Tyler Larsen, you know, but he's just there for backup purposes. So now going on to F.A. Obada, which I love F.A. Obada. I think he did a nice job last year filling in for Chase Young. You know, he had some sacks. He was part of that 20-plus sack defense last year. I think he had like 4 or 5 sacks on the table. He could have had more than that, to be honest with you. F.A. Obada could have had a lot of sacks, especially in that Cleveland game. He had Deshaun Watson a few times. He could have had at least 6 sacks on the table last year, 6 or 7 sacks. I mean, he could have had a really good, really outstanding year. So that's what I look at the most. But he wanted to bring him back because we don't know what's going to happen with Chase. So you got to have that depth, that rotation, keep these guys fresh. You know what I'm saying? So they brought him on a 1-year deal worth $3 million, and we'll keep him as the number 3 DN on the roster for now. But he will. I mean, I'm sure he will try to move up and everything like that, and making sure that he earns a spot on the team. You know what I'm saying? Things happen. You know what I'm saying? We could still add more players, cut players throughout the, training camp, off season, free agency, put them on put them on the practice squad. So, like I said, the Washington Commanders pretty much probably won't be done. I think they'll probably go, let me see, you got 2 more days for the weeks, the end of the week. I think they go 1 or 2 more weeks. They probably add some more, but then they will probably hold off until the draft and then see where things firmly stands from that point. So my thing is, the Commanders is doing a great job bringing in, like I said, they're bringing in their own people. They're signing their people back. They're making sure they have depth. They want versatility. They want to be tough. They want to do all these things. Now, the only thing I think they probably going to be looking for is a running back. I think they still probably going to look for a linebacker. I think they still going to bring. Now, the Darius Slay got cut. I mean, he got released. So I look for Washington to try to make a play for him. And that could solidify that offensive line. I mean, that defense, that cornerback position. If they do bring Darius Slay in, I bet I could bet a bottom dollar they first pick of the draft at number 16 will be a tight end. That's the spot they really do. I said it before, even with if they went after Orlando Brown, they still could do things. They still can go after Orlando Brown. That's not out of the realm of possibility. So, but the things about it is the Commanders are, they plug and play, and they're not trying to overcompensate for a lot. They bringing these guys in. You could bring Slade for probably about a 2 or 3 year contract, you know what I'm saying, and then see how he works out, and then decide if you want to keep him further on from that point. But who knows? And then you could bring Slade in. You probably could cut Fuller if you bring Slay in, and then save money on that back end. So who knows what the Commanders doing? You still could draft a cornerback in the draft, and you still could draft a tight end. But I think Washington is going to go with a tight end first. I think that's the main thing. If they bring Slay in, they could go tight end or cornerback. Like I said, if they bring Slay in, they could go tight end. But if they don't, they could either go tight end or cornerback. So we'll see. But anyway, this is your news break for the LiveWire Sports. Watch the Commanders. Hey, baby, we getting it. We used to be quiet in free agency, but now for the first 3 days, we've been pretty active doing the right things though, and making a positive note. Until then, guys, relax, kick back, enjoy the free agency, and I'm out.
Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? LiveWire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't want to miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats. You know that we gotta run it back, whether on the field or the court. You know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is LiveWire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.